I guess I've been singing for as long as I can remember. My family says that when I was a toddler, I'd walk around the house singing Debbie Boone's "You Light Up My Life." But as I got older, I started singing at church and even following the pastor to sing at revivals or 3 o'clock services and things of that nature. And really, I really began studying music. I'd listen to a song. I especially liked the Clark sisters because they had these sick harmonies and riffs and runs, and so I'd break down the vocal harmonies and I'd imitate the riffs and runs. I remember even recording a melody on my Fisher Price tape recorder. I had a Fisher Price tape recorder, and I'd record the melodies, and then I'd play them back and try to harmonize to it. And I think those might have been even some of the beginnings of my recording experience. As a young adult, I'd already begun singing for worship services and conventions, concerts, banquets, talent shows, graduation ceremonies, weddings, funerals, you name it. I knew God had given me a gift to sing, but I had very little interest in pursuing music as a career or as a main ministry. It really wasn't until I realized that I was actually gifted and anointed to sing and to write music, that I thought, this is bigger than me. And God is using this vessel for his glory and to bring hope to people. I remember having a phone conversation with a friend who'd lost both his parents, and he said, whenever I find myself a little depressed and missing my parents, I can hear you singing, and it lifts my spirit. And I just thought, wow, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Over the past few years, my wife and I felt a strong unction for me to record, but we didn't know how it was going to happen. I had some original songs, but we didn't have the money or the production team at the time to make it happen. So not long after that, I was presented the opportunity to sing with Tom Braxton during his Comfort and Joy Christmas tour. I met Tom, I met his band, one being his bass player, Joseph Tolliver, and I had no idea at the time that Joseph and Tom would later agree to produce my debut album. From then on, I was introduced to an amazing production team. I mean, professional, gifted, award-winning producers and arrangers, singers, musicians, and audio engineers. Not only did God allow me to collaborate with musicians like Brandon and Darren and Kersel, who've supported me for years, but he'd also allowed me to connect with new friends in music, even those whose work I'd admired from afar. A couple years prior to this process, I was preparing for praise and worship, and I was listening to a song by Myron Butler. At the conclusion of the song, I sat back in my chair, and I remember declaring, God, one day I'm going to work with Myron Butler. So when my producer tells me Myron Butler's agreed to be a part of your project, you can just imagine my reaction. I was actually a bit stunned, not just because yet another accomplished artist was taking part in this, but because I was experiencing a declaration I had made to God in secret come to fruition openly. And that confirmed for me that God was with me, and that if I delight myself in the Lord, He will give me the desires of my heart.
I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back.
This project is an expression of my heart and my personality. Musically, there's some worship, there's some praise, it's jazzy, it's soulful, it's fun at times, and it's thought-provoking at others. I wanted it to be timeless, yet refreshing, so we worked hard to present it in that way. The entire CD, it's really a conversation with God. I wrestled with what to title the album, but for some reason I kept going back to Forever Worship, and I think that's because worship is continual. Worship is about a lifestyle more than it is about just singing or the lifting of hands at a church service. Every song on the album was birthed out of a personal life experience that resulted in worship to God. My hope is that as a result of hearing this music, listeners are more encouraged and more motivated to pursue a deeper relationship with God. I thank God for this experience, and I appreciate my family, my wife and my children, for loving me, pushing me, and for the sacrifices they've made to support this vision. I want to show appreciation to my parents, my siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, and friends for supporting me and for speaking to my potential. I want to thank everyone who has embraced this project, whether you rendered your talent, prayed, supported financially, bought a CD, or just came out today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May you be blessed, and to God be the glory for the things He has done.